Good morning and welcome to my channel. If you are new here, it is a good day to cut your teeth on a girl and her phone. It should be called a girl and her many mess ups, because what you see is what you get. Listen, I never claimed to be Martha Stewart. I ain't even Martha Washington. You hear me? Listen, Martha probably had it going on with all that she had to do. I've been to the Washington house. It's very cool, but she had it rough. She had it rougher than we got. They call that the simpler times. It might have been simpler in here, but it was not simpler in practical application of life. Anyway, be sure and go to the end of the video. I explained. I got mixed up on my points when I was calculating in my head. I just got all turned around. But the method is the same. The recipe is the same. Nothing has changed. Only the points. But I explained that. And yours will just look a little bit different because we have to stretch it out a little bit more. So that's it. If you have not subscribed, please do so. I would love to share future screw-ups with you. I just want you to know it is okay to be human. It is okay not to appear perfect. It's okay just to let it go. What's Elsa say? Let it go. Ain't that what she says? Turn around. Let's get started. Let's look at breakfast. It's delicious. I don't know how I have missed making this for however long they have been out and hot, in the internet. They're delicious. They will go on permanent rotation. They will be made again. So I hope you enjoy it. This is part one of my meal prep. I figured this would probably be long enough to, instead of, squishing everything together on one big old video. So I hope you enjoy it. And if you make it, let me know how you like it. Okay. Thanks for joining me. Let's get started. The first thing I'm going to prep are these bacon pancakes. And I figured I will just do these in a standalone video because I'm not sure how long other things are going to take. Instead of putting it all together in one, I'd break it up for you. Now, instead of making one recipe, the recipe I'm going to put on my website is for one serving. That recipe is 4 points. I'm going to quadruple it, but we say fourple it. I'm going to fourple this recipe. And I'm either going to keep them in the fridge, which I'm kind of running out of room, or probably freeze them. And either way, I'm going to pop them in the air fryer to, just like a frozen waffle or a frozen pancake. I pop those in the air fryer oven. It's the air fryer oven with the racks. And that's how I'll reheat them. So the first thing we want to do is make our pancake batter. This is just the Kodiak mix. I don't have the box. It's the brown box of just regular Kodiak mix. 2 cups. Then I'm going to add an extra teaspoon of baking powder. I got out the half teaspoon, so let's do that 2 times. I want to add a tablespoon of the monk fruit brown sugar, just because brown sugar and bacon. Yes! Okay, let me whisk that together a little bit. The recipe on the box, when you just make regular old pancakes, is equal mix to liquid, which they call for water, or you can use milk. I want these to be a little bit thicker so they hold on to the bacon better. So I'm going to use less than 2 cups. I've poured out 1 3/4 cups, and that is still only 1 point. It doesn't go up to 2 points until you hit 2 cups. So bonus, which I'm only pointing out for one recipe. But if you decided to do the whole recipe and do it that way, then I don't know how that would change, but still 1 point. I'm using this silk creamy cashew. That's the one I got on my haul that I said Denise always talks about. And I want you to see if you can see when I'm pouring it. It really is creamier than regular almond milk. I'm just going to pour some. Can you I know it's hard to tell, but can you tell by the denseness how thicker it looks? I'm anxious to see how it if it changes the texture any. I don't know that it will, but it may give it a little bit more body. You can use almond milk, you can use regular milk, you can use water. I think they just say use milk to up your protein, which that's not my concern. Okay, let me add the egg in, then we'll see if we want to put in any more of the milk. I got dry on the bottom. Hold on. Listen, I'm behind the bandwagon of everybody making baking pancakes. So I figured, well, that sounds like a good prep. I've already beaten 1 egg. Now that adds more protein, but I think it gives makes for a better pancake, protein or not. Let me see, what do I think? I think that's as much as I'm not gonna make it any thinner. Let me see if I can tell how much I use. I still have 2/3 of a cup left, so I'm not even gonna do the math. 1 3/4 cup with 2/3 cup left. If you just start with 1 3/4, how much ever you use, it's still just the 1 point. So just use it until it gets to the consistency that you want. And after this sits, I'm just going to set it aside while I heat up my frying pan. If it does thicken too much, I'm going to leave this milk out here and we'll just adjust it at that time. So let me get I'm going to use my big, no, you'll see it. Hold on. Okay, my pan is heated. I have it. It's my electric. Obviously you can see it's my electric frying pan. I've got it about 325. Now, this set, and see, I think it's a little thicker than it was, and I think that might be a little too thick to spread evenly. I'm just going to add just a little bit more to see. I just know I don't want the batter pouring all over the pan here. Yeah, I think that might do it. Yeah, I think that'll do it. And this has not been touched. I'll just put it right back in the carton. I'm going to try to do 4 at a time. Now, I'm doing 2 pieces per. Oh, that's too hot. I can see it smoking. Let me come down a little bit. Okay, we'll turn it off, and then when it hits, we'll turn it back up. I'm going to use 2 pieces per recipe because that's only 1 point. That'll keep it down to 4. If you want to make 3 of them, just make your pancakes thinner. That will just add a point to it. Of course, whatever bacon you use is going to be your points. This is the fully cooked that I get at Walmart. This cooks in the microwave. Sometimes this whole plate, if I were to eat this, which trust me, I do not. I could, but I don't. But 30 seconds is going to be way plenty. 10-15 seconds for a couple pieces is all it takes. So sometimes when I'm eating it with eggs, I'll just put it in my little frying pan and heat both sides up and then pull it out and do my eggs in the same pan. Just to make sure both sides get a little heat to it, I'm going to lay them down first. Oh, let me get my grabbers. Hold on. I'm going to lay them down first for just a few seconds to warm up the one side and then flip it over, and then we'll put on the pancake mix. Now I'm going to spray this, but I'm also going to spray my cup at the same time. See, neat little trick. Keeps you from overspraying your counter or your sink. I usually spray stuff like this over my sink. Now let's put down 4 pieces. This stuff will cook in a frying pan a whole lot quicker than you think. You can burn it. If you turn your back on it, you can burn it in a minute. Here, it's sizzling already. Okay, so I'm going to start. I did the math with Alexa, and the batter that I have is 3 cups. It's almost a third of a cup per bacon slice. Look at the shape of that. I'll have to come put that. Yours is going to be prettier, I'm sure. Listen, I'll say Sebastian snuck back down here and did these for me. Anyway, 8 pieces of bacon works out to almost a third of a cup of batter. So that's what I'm doing, almost a third of a cup. Now, if you want to do it thinner, I thought about that too. But I thought, well, let me see how big these will be. You could put less batter on the bacon and then just make whatever's left into like a little silver dollar pancake, which if I have any left, that's what I'll do. Yeah. Listen, isn't it the way with pancakes, the first ones are always the worst? Let me... Oh, it's already started cooking. I can't fix that. Oh, well. Oh, did I turn that bacon over? I didn't even turn that bacon over. Oh, Lord have mercy. Oh, well. The premise is to turn the bacon over. Wonder if I can get this without... You know what they look like? They look like dog bones. They look like dog bones. I wonder if I can flip that without... Hold on. Let me find my better one. Okay. Slide these over. Let it go just a few more. Oops. Listen, I am not a good pancake maker. Never have been. David is the pancake maker in this house. You can obviously see. Now, I want these, they're cool, but I want to make 100% certain they are cool, because when I bag them up, I don't want any condensation in the bag. So, okay, my ever-patient girls. Of course I messed it up. I figured out the recipe, how much I wanted, but when I calculated the servings, well, yeah, the servings, when I calculated how much batter out of the 3 cups, I calculated as if it was half a cup of the Kodiak per breakfast, which was going to be 2 of these, and it ended up 2 of these, if you can see, 2 of those and 1 of those. That ended up being a breakfast. So I went over there to sit down. There was going to be 4 points, okay? 4 points. I went over there to sit down to eat, and I started putting it in my tracker. And I was like, wait a minute. I did something wrong. So I got to look, and I sure did do something wrong. The recipe will be correct. We will use, right now we have 12 servings. It just so happens 8 has bacon, 4 does not. The recipe is going to be still 12 servings, but it's going to be 12 pieces of bacon. Instead of a scant third a cup per piece of bacon, it's going to be a quarter cup. That's where I got confused in my mind. Instead of a third a cup, I calculated for half a cup. And that jacks the points up, obviously. A half a cup of Kodiak per serving is higher points than a third of a cup, which is what I wanted. So yours will look exactly like this, only there'll be not as much pancake on them, because instead of a scant third cup, there's only going to be a quarter cup. For my breakfast, I had 2 of these and 1 of these, which I thought was my 4-point breakfast, which I was hungry, so I ate it. Turned out, I went ahead and built the recipe for 12 servings instead of singling it out, and it was 7 points for what I ate. But that's okay, because the other things were 0 points, so 7 points for a breakfast is not unheard of for me with all the points I get. And it's not for you either, depending on how you eat the rest of the day. If you want a hearty breakfast, then it's easy to do. So just keep in mind, 12 servings is going to be 12 pieces of bacon, so all of them are going to have bacon, and it's just going to be thinner. You can have it just as thick, just maybe not as far. It won't be as far over the sides of the bacon. So I wanted to clear that up. Now they are completely cool. I've pulled off some, and I don't know if I got enough. I'm swearing off math the rest of the day. Well, not really. I got other stuff to cook, but I'm going to put these in, and my points will be the messed up way, but the points in the recipe on my website will be correct. So I would normally put these in a container in the fridge, but I don't have much room, so I'm going to put them, I don't really have room in my freezer either, so I'm just going to put them in a bag in the freezer. I think that's big enough. They're not going to stick together with that much wax paper between them. So I'm just going to stack these up in here. I'm not going to label this. I think I can look at this and determine what it is, and then I will reuse this bag, because if there's nothing touching it, I just rinse them out and use them. I got this thing hanging over my sink. A little, I think I've showed y'all or told you before, a little tension rod, little small cafe tension rod with some clips. I rinse them out and clip them up there and let them drain over my sink. Works like a charm. So I'm going to pop these in the freezer, and when I reheat them in my air fryer oven, I'm going to do it on 400, because everything I cook that's frozen, convenience food type things, I always do 400. And then I'll just cook it till it's done. So, alright, there you have it. Bacon pancakes. Recipe will be correct. What you saw, proper method, wrong calculations.